Hi, I'm going to talk about why I do Plexus, and I'm going to do it as quick as I can because if my son gets home, walks in from school while I'm talking to the computer, he's going to think I've lost my lid, which, most days he thinks so anyway, so let's get this party started. I started Plexus mainly because I was overweight, very overweight, a year ago, May, when I started. I had reached my highest weight. I wasn't getting any younger. My challenges that I faced at the time were having joined yet one more time my favorite weight loss program, and I wasn't seeing anything. At least 10 years ago, when I would join for the year, I would see some movement on the scale. This time, nothing was happening, and I'm sure it has to do with my age and how I had learned how to work the system, so to speak. It also had set me up with some really bad habits because it involved weekly weigh-ins. I would not eat much 2 to 3 days leading up to the weigh-in, and then I would binge literally the day that I had weighed in and lost half an ounce for the week. So the gig was up. I was almost ready to just surrender, not and just get over the vanity part of my weight, but my health was starting to be affected, and numbers were starting to creep up that you don't want creeping up. And I also have a family history of both parents with hypertension prior to their deaths, both parents on type 2 diabetes medicine before their deaths. My mother had and survived, fortunately, breast cancer in her lifetime. My father had two cancers, different types, unrelated cancers, in his lifetime at the time of his death. And neither one of their deaths were due to cancer. So but much more so probably related to cardiac disease, autoimmune disease. My mother had Crohn's. I have a sister with ulcerative colitis. Needless to say, I shouldn't be walking around 40 pounds heavier than I am. I'm going to turn down my little thing so I don't keep hearing my thing but. So, a friend of mine had started to talk about Plexus through her daughter, who had done it and was having great success, had lost 20 pounds, felt fantastic the whole time, which was really interesting to me because I've never felt good when I've been eating small portion sizes, not eating my favorite foods, eating frozen processed foods produced by a company that cost a boatload of money while I was making my family regular food. And I also, because of the fact that within the last 5 years, two of my three sisters have also been diagnosed with breast cancer and treated, fortunately. I've become very aware of what I need to do to prevent outside environmental food source risk factors for increasing my cancer risk more than it already is. So I went to a little party that this person had. And I really was going more out of friendship, to be perfectly frank, because she was trying this new thing and trying to get it off the ground, and was nice enough to happen to have the meeting right during the time of our kids' dance classes. So it was very convenient to shoot over. And I went and I listened, and I was extremely intrigued. Number one, by the ingredients that I was hearing about that were in this pink drink that tasted delicious because we had samples. Because my doctor, who's an internist, a regular physician, trained in Western medicine, has taken or has had a holistic focus to her practice for a long time, and I love that about her because she would look for other ways to get around an issue than just writing me yet another prescription. So the ingredients were familiar to me, not only from my own physician, but also because of a lot of the reading I've done in the last several years about nutritional supplements and how they can hugely positively affect our health. So I went to leave the meeting, and I knew I wanted Plexus Slim, the drink. I wanted their BioCleanse product, and I wanted the Probiotic 5. probably having to do with a history of anti or inflammatory bowel issues in my family, autoimmune diseases, mom with Crohn's, sister with ulcerative colitis, had my own irritable bowel issues. So, but it was something you could live with. It just was uncomfortable and sometimes, kind of ruled my life. So I wanted those three products. And what I noticed immediately when I started, within 3 days, I felt more energy and I felt happier. It was difficult to describe. I kept telling my husband that I just felt like I had more pep in my step. So that got me hooked. I started to lose some inches and I started to slowly lose some pounds. But I also wasn't just, eating anything I wanted. I was just taking advantage of the fact that, for instance, I would drink at least 2 cans of Diet Coke a day. And because it was something I wanted, a habit I needed and wanted to get rid of, I just came off of it without any big issue. The first week I was on Plexus Slim, I knew that was something that many people had experienced, so I just kind of took advantage of feeling like I didn't really need it and drinking more water. My husband started using the Plexus Slim within 2 weeks of me using it because he was so impressed with the changes he saw in me. Um, by the end of the first month, I had lost 7 pounds and probably about 5 inches, and I was completely hooked because I was eating healthy, but I was eating what the rest of my family was eating. So this was just so new and different for me from any other weight loss program I had tried. I had Stop barking. I had severe plantar fasciitis at that point last spring. I had it for about 6 months. Excuse me. Bear, come here. And I could barely put my right heel down, which I think, come here, buddy, I think led to inflammation in my opposite knee. I actually had to go see an orthopedic physician, have an MRI, and had fluid removed and sent off for rheumatoid factor. So, I mean, they were kind of concerned about going down that line of thinking. Fortunately, it was negative, and this is crazy, but I started in May, and by August, I had no fasciitis, and my knee was down to its normal size and without pain. So that was huge. In the meantime, my husband had started using the fast relief products and had significant results with the nerve support product. His issue is chronic, oh dear God, I'm going to kill my dogs, chronic sciatic pain with some nerve some nerve damage to his leg from 2 herniated disc surgeries he had a year and a half ago, back to back, 30 days apart. So he does everything physically he can to help with that low-grade chronic pain. But the nerve support just is changing everything for him. He started it in May, continues to take it, will probably take it, as long as he can get his hands on it. That's how strongly he feels about that, as well as the fast relief pain control or all over body support and the fast relief cream also. And everybody in my family uses that. It's fantastic. We love it. So we've been affected in many different ways. Another really profound effect the products have had in my personal life is that my IBS symptoms are gone. Gone. These kind of started in my teens, and I've been dealing with it ever since. And I just dealt with it with a boatload of over-the-counter products that I no longer use. BioCleanse and ProBio are the only things I use, and I can't say enough about it. So, what's the best part of my Plexus journey so far? The best part is having friends and family join me in this journey. I didn't mention the business end of Plexus. It's huge, although I didn't start Plexus to do it. In fact, I joined Plexus, for $35 a year, only because I could get wholesale prices. I had a lot of weight to lose, and I knew I was going to be on the products for more than 2 months. So it was just more inexpensive for me to get the wholesale products. I just have always liked to play Office. I have all my stuff around here. And so when I got the information that came with the welcome pack that I ordered as part of joining Plexus, I was fascinated and started to go onto my website that I got when I joined. And one thing led to another, and I was just completely impressed and in awe of the women and men that have taken this, sharing their health and sharing these products that are all natural and can completely change people's lives, and building their financial future for their family with it. So that takes me to today. I'm still not still. I'm going to forever be telling you about Plexus. So hang on tight and call me if you have any questions. We'd love to have you join us. Take care. Bye.